What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review basically the debut album by Anya Marina. Basically this product is called Miss Halfway and it came out in the winter of 2005. So the fair about this product here is Anya Marina was on the scene like a more folk type sense, pitches like that, kind of within that particular open mic type fair, pitches like that, similar to like Maroon 5 in their days, like 2002, 2003, pitches like that. Some of those type fairs, songs about Jane type days, some of those type products within some of those type atmosphere. Seemingly very coffee shop, mud house pitches like that within those ordeals. But excellent type products to get this album as far as these pitches can happen. Now, she did drop an EP in 2004 as well within these pitches. So I'm going to get to that one within those products, within the aspect as well as far as those aspects going to happen. But yeah, classic album here, a little bit more low key within a sense. Particularly the popularity did not stretch, is superbly kind of high. It's not to say like it didn't in terms of like it not being good, but it's just the pitch as far as saying I think she's kind of, not to say more indie within pitch, but just more low key within like the relative of it's just not Katy Perry kind of stratosphere like pitches like that, but she does have like the skill set pitches like that. So it's just kind of the fair about it is most of these songs are kind of more 5 digits in terms of popularity on Spotify. There's a handful of these that have 6 digits pitches like that. The most popular song is Miss Halfway. Really the commonplace about it is like Wikipedia does not know as full bound like the singles that were off of Miss Halfway as far as those pitches going to happen. I'm just going to talk about the most popular song according to that, which is the title track Miss Halfway. But just be honest, there's some excellent type fairs here, being able to get it. Simple enough, I do recommend all 11 songs off this album, so easy enough 10 out of 10 within these pitches. I look within the fair as far as saying, now this is very much similar to the product of how I found this particular starlet, which is through the Twilight soundtrack. I think it was New Moon from 2009. Within those pitches, she was on one of the first 2 Twilight soundtracks as far as those fairs can happen. It's just excellent within the pitch that particular style is very much just a continuation. Not to say, Obviously, this particular album, Miss Halfway, came out several years before the Twilight movies did within those fairs. Was this kind of pitch as far as saying just getting that particular brushy type format, kind of foresty within pitches like that, very much a Miss Day activity and like a real glazed and kind of opiate type sense. Don't say opiate like she was doing those, but just the pitch and not to recommend it, but just the fair like that very glazed kind of atmospheric type fashion, just like a hazy kind of 4 o'clock p.m. pitches like that. Some of that fair is very much bonnet, sundress type music with an aspect, picnic type fair. Just within a male type sense, have those smoke type products and just afternoon type jaunts, pitches like that, just park visiting, some of stuff aspects. It's just kind of the tone. This is kind of, even if it doesn't full bound designate it, there are a few songs from like a male perspective to have for some of these smoke type products. I would definitely say songs like Mornings of Peach, Come Back to Bed, Sociopath, Clean and Sober in certain type senses. It's kind of the pitch. I do like the fair getting some of these type moments within these products as far as it's kind of fair as far as being used to some of these type songs that have a little bit more notoriety from Anya Marina. When you think of like the Twilight soundtrack, some of those type fairs kind of within the pitch as far as saying, when you pay attention to Clean and Sober, it's actually the aspect as far as like the after effects of like a good weekend, something like that within those songs. But just pitches like this, it has like these particular products. It's not as much full bound kind of a Heartland kind of grime and grudge. It's not as much full bound kind of a Heartland grime and sludge type album within the pitch, but it does have these products like some good just alt rock and kind of folk pop kind of day activity pitches like that. So that's their deals. But looking after here, so Miss Halfway is the lead single. I will point out some of these other type ones I feel like they could have been singles, but I was just kind of, I guess I could look real quick to see if there was any sort of, because Wikipedia, like I said, doesn't list it, but it's just kind of the ordeal. Yeah, just to be able to say it didn't really list. Rate Your Music doesn't know either. So Miss Halfway is like a light lick kind of day breeze kind of get here within the aspects of it. Just a chummy kind of frolic, I say within the aspects here. Just good song for some frisbee and sun chips pitches like that. Divas kind of eating healthy or whatnot pitches like that. Just kind of some Lay's also on the in between Lay's chips and stuff here. It's just good song to get some sun pitches like that. Good song to toke to within those aspects. Now, in that particular type fair here in this particular type of music, I would easily kind of have like a one hitter nearby, something like that. Just get a couple smokes in the air pitches like that, or just maybe not so much full bound bust out the bong or bubble or something like that, but just kind of within the pitch of just having like some good smoke type product within the aspect, like some day activity, just appreciating like the sunlight, some of stuff fairs within the legality of it, but just within the pitch. Frisbee type music, this easy kind of kickback quilt type fair pitches like that, I'd say. Yeah, I look after it here. Yeah, so like I was saying, so 10 out of 10 album, recommend all 11 of these songs. There's a few of these that I do feel like probably could have been singles, some of these type ones. Like I feel at least 3 more songs that probably could have had single type choice within the aspects behind it would be Someday. Like I feel like a few more songs that could at least be singles within those aspects about it would be Someday, Sociopath, and Clean and Sober. So I'll talk about some of these, like Clean and Sober Clean and Sober is a nice one. It's like a good buzz single choice, I'd say, here within the products of it here. Just a nice hangover kind of flip mode from like a rough weekend, I'd say, within the products of it. As far as those assets going to happen, just kind of a Heartland type one. So it's kind of the pitch, something to kind of listen to. Pretty much more of like a Monday, Tuesday type pep after like a pretty dark or just swamped. After like a pretty dark or just swamp kind of Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon pitch like that. It's kind of ordeals that just back in the swing of it, just fares like that. It's kind of a nice basic flip mode towards getting back in the John like the day fair pitches like this. So just kind of the ordeal, this typical kind of Heartland stretch like an acoustic stance, this within the fair. Now I want to say more or less Anya Marina, the fair about the sound, just to say it, just describe within that, just to kind of say this is not like over like synth type beats and like dance club kind of glitz pitches like that. This is a folk type album, just to say like that if you didn't know it's full bounces. This kind of pitch as far as saying this is pretty much, I would say more or less whether or not Anya Marina did like the guitar work on here herself, but it's kind of the pitch as far as saying this is that typical type fair when you think of songs like Hey There Delilah by Plain White Tees, some of those type pitches within those formats, just songs like that within those aspects is very much within that format of just mid 2000s kind of folk type ones, pitches like that, very similar to Bruno Mars in 2010, some of those type folks in the pitch, but you think the songs by him and Travis McCoy like Billionaire, some of those type peps within it. But Clean and Sober is a nice song within those pitches as well. Just feels like a nice buzz single, some of those type pitches, Heartland type one. There's not a super ton of these Heartland type songs, but just within pitch as far as those fairs. Now another one that's like missed halfway would be Fantasy. It's a pretty good one, pretty good tone here. Pretty good gem here to get. It's like a nice sunshiny kind of day activity to get, like a mellow sense I'd say about it. Just quilts and wheat thin sounds that pitch is just similar 1-2 punch with this halfway. Pretty good product for that particular fair about it. Easy kind of time waste to kind of get here. Some of this type of aspect, just the tone of just like day fair within the product, just kind of glaze type fashions at 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock p.m. or just 2 o'clock, whichever. Just afternoon type product. Just good for some liquor as far as those fairs going to happen. Now, obviously, to say within the park type fair, if the park doesn't allow liquor pitches like that, but just the place where you just would have like the drink type fair within the park, just the aspect of the legality behind it within those pitches, but just the product as far as getting towards like some good day type fair, just activity, getting things done within the aspect like some good jaunts pitches like that. So this has that good ordeal. Date afternoons pitches like that, just some time waste within the ordeals behind this good type product like some bump and just see. Fantasy is like some good type product, like some bump along in sunshine and weather enjoy as far as this pitch happens. A good type product. Now, Crikers Waltz Redux is a nice one as well as some further type products, like a good vintage kind of 90s alt rock dredge, kind of getting like a sunnier kind of pop appeal, I'd say about it. Same sort of fair when you think of like Marcy Playground, Third Eye Blind, Sons type folks, but just like a real brief passage within that aspect as far as those songs that happen with it. Just a nice bleed as far as those fairs happen. Just get to know on a marina pitch like that. It's kind of fair, just like a good day type product. Just some of these are kind of, there's a couple songs in here that are less than 2 minutes, pitches like that. And one song in particular is just a barely over 2 minutes as far as those fairs can happen. So Crikers Waltz Redux is one of those type ones, just within the pitch as far as just a brief type one, but this is a good aspect for like that particular fair, just a little bit. Snappy kind of alt dredge, just kind of get with some of those type aspects, should take you back to 97, 98, just in a pop type sense. Mornings, a peach come back to bed is a nice one as well within these pitches, like a jolly kind of breakfast, grins and kickoff, I'd say within the product of it here, just kind of smiles and sunshine as far as those pitches can happen, just the initial type moments, probably cozy 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning pitch like that as far as those ordeals can happen, just kind of in a more penthouse type sense pitch like that, is kind of the more aspect of this than a folksy and than a more folksy and kind of acoustic type format, I'd say within the aspects of it, just kind of syrupy and sludgy as far as those aspects can happen. So just miss the tone as far as getting towards the product of it, this kind of Tibble type product, it is Muzak kind of atmospheres within the pitch, it is like usual type fair after effects of like a night, this Muzak kind of after effects of acoustic nights and socialize as far as those fairs can happen, just get into the product of like good coffee and toast kind of mornings pitch like that as far as those ordeals can have. It's a good type pitch. Orange juice, bacon, so on type products within a good type fair. Another good one on here is Space Monkey as far as these fairs can happen. It's like some rumination kind of wandering, I'd say, within the aspects of it, and neighborhood kind of time waste, I'd say, within the aspects here. Just has some basic song, more or less, just very much a time waste type song. Just more miss like goodies, pitches like that. Just good song to house clean songs type fair. It's just kind of a song of boredom. It's kind of aspect of this extra type fair within the product, just kind of here and there type moments within the pitch as far as those formats kind of happen. This, when I was saying goodies within songs type products, it's easy. One of those type ones to roll up some green or pitches like that. Check your phone, check some socials nowadays. It's kind of within the pitch and just further type products. It's not so much full bound kind of amidst like dance venue type crazes pitches like that. I really like some backyard or kind of date afternoon type socialized pitches like that. Just kind of more personal, kind of homebound and time waste as far as those pitches can happen. Just good boredom type moments just to kind of flesh out as far as those pitches can happen. Now, I'm not sure if I talked about Lovesick. I don't think I've talked about Lovesick yet, but this is a nice one as well. It's like a brushy kind of neighborhood jaunt to get here. Just grab a few errands, pitches like that. If you do have some tasks to get to, like picking up the paper or something like that, getting like some tasks for Bellas or just Just grab a few errands for bells or standard folks as far as those pitches can happen. Hairbrushes, gums, some of those type pitches within format, excellent type products like that. Just appreciate like the sun, some of those type products. It's date afternoon within pitches like that. It's kind of a hot type song just within pitches. It's good type fares, just like the aspect. It's kind of out and about with out and around within the day fair as far as those aspects going to happen. This good type pitch, kind of more or less kind of like a snack run type song as well within some type pitches. It's kind of more amidst like the outing type fair with the neighborhood type aspects. So good type fair for like some Autumn Johnson sunshine as far as those pitch comes. I just missed the product. This is another one that probably could have been more or less like a buzz single. There's actually a number of these out this product missed halfway that kind of has the fair like some good pop kind of grab appeal, like an acoustic type sense. As like the upswing of these started to really happen throughout like the early 2010s pitches like that. So this is kind of a trendy type album within pitches like that. Missed halfway, Love Sick, Someday, Clean and Sober, Sociopath, some of these type ones on here within pitches like that. Fantasy, even within pitches like that. So I'm trying to think of other type ones I haven't talked about on here. I don't think I've mentioned Someday yet, but this is a nice one. It's like a quality midday pep and good single choice, I'd say, here within the products of it here. Just 4 o'clock p.m. kind of embrace after like the usual slag, I'd say, within aspects like that. Just go for like a latte with some folks as far as those pitch can have to dismiss the aspects as far as saying is that typical type product getting some things done within the aspects as far as those aspects going to go. It's great Muzak kind of flip mode as far as those pitch can happen, just to miss the aspect of more type fare of, I mean, it's not as much full bound kind of amidst like the chore of like the workday or the standard weekday type push as far as those pitch can happen, but this has the aspect, does have a little bit of like that product as far as like the extra type fare of what to do within the after effects, like further products of the day as far as those pitch kind of go. It just kind of has some of that of just like this good embrace of it being like a Tuesday 4 o'clock p.m. or Wednesday 4 o'clock p.m. pitches like that. Good type fares, good single choice. I don't know if I talked about If It Feels Right, but it's another nice one. This is pretty good within these appeals as well. It's like a hazy and sunlit kind of MySpace evenings kind of get here within the products of it here. Just this definitely just feels like vintage MySpace out of 2005, 2004, even 2006 pitches like that as far as those ordeals can happen. This good typical kind of 2000s gauze, I'd say here. Great song to wind down to pitches like this. A little bit of alt rock in there, but mostly just the pitch of something that you would have caught from like Rihanna or Kelly Clarkson, Avril Lavigne, some of those type folks, Plain White Tees, folks like that within those pitches like that. This typical kind of probably more or less 4 o'clock p.m., but also probably 6 o'clock p.m. pitch like that. Some type of ordeals, just aspect like evening type fare and like the dredge, just like a usual kind of typical slag and like a 2000 cents, a good type fare of that. Good type pitches for some of those. Sociopath is the one to make a beeline for. This is probably the closest thing now. In terms of like nightclub type appeal, for the most part, this kind of album has more of like the activity of like more day type product within a pitch. But in terms of like some of these type ones, I'd probably say Sociopath and Clean and Sober like the closest ones to like the product, at least like the relative kind of jump within something of like past like 8 o'clock p.m. or like the relative after effects of around those particular times. Now Clean and Sober is not so much something to listen to at 8, but it's kind of the pitch as far as saying, would at least say Sociopath has like that particular product to like something for like late shifts as far as this first kind of. This is a nice one. It's like a nice foggy but peppy kind of saunter kind of get within the products over here. Just a couple smokes I would definitely say about this one. It's kind of an ornery and spicy kind of day hangout within those pitches. Good song to meme to. Definite lounge and mud house type music within those pitches, but just overall kind of halfway social type song within the pitch. Sluggish like most of this album, but just the aspect like some good type fares within those pitches for those formats gonna happen. So just easy kind of bookstore. Not so much the full bound say bookstore in terms of being like more introverted, like say bookstore in terms of more full bound kind of being insular pitches like that, but just kind of ordeal, just more places where it would be kind of more coffee oriented or pitches like that within some stuff ordeals. Yeah, but definitely a good meme song pitch like this. I probably could have used a clone of this song as far as these pitch kind of. This would have been a nice, good buzz single in like a more mean streak type fashion within those pitches as far as those formats kind of happen. Just good aspects there. Look up here. I'm trying to think of other type of songs I haven't talked about on here within these pitches. I think the last one I haven't talked about, I don't know if I talked about Someday My Prince Will Come. Possibly I have, but I think this is like the last possible one. Someday My Prince Will Come is like a good early bird, kind of early 2010s Twilight similar, I'd say, within the pitch behind it. Just kind of some Twilight similar type brush pitch, just like that. Just kind of some hopeful as far as those assets going to happen. So very much, if you know about knowing about Anya Marina and her being on the Twilight soundtrack, this is some of those type fairs that just has like that particular product, like those folksy type ones, and like that usual kind of more mind wander and just outing kind of loud pack, thinking aloud kind of rumination pitches like that as far as those ordeals kind of just to miss the pitch as far as those fairs going to happen. Not don't have any problems whatsoever with Anya Marina thinking loud, but it's good type pitch to kind of get some of those type products that just like some social kind of time, some social kind of rumination aspects like that. So I think within those fairs, excellent type appeal behind it. So it's good type product. So look after here, just being able to say, so 10 album pitches like that. Social score is probably going to get, now I'd probably say more of like either a 9.75 or a 9.5. I looked at the pitch, the quality is definitely on here, but it's just kind of pitch as far as saying, that it didn't really have the single or promotion about it, and Anya Marina is kind of more low-key within these senses. Now if you're talking Mudhouse type of appeal, frequenting places like that where you're going to catch acoustic guitars, laptops, and books and coffee houses, some of those type pitches, like the format like beatnik type living, similar to Bruno Mars in 2010, Twilight soundtrack, some of those type fares within the pitch, just that brushy and foresty type of feel. It's more commonplace within the tone about it, but it's just kind of more sociable, word of mouth, more so than the full bound type pitch. It's kind of in more if you know type territory, but Saxon type pitch. Kind of in more if you know type territory, but pitches like that, some good type ordeal. So I'm going to go ahead and say 9.75 social because the quality is on here. There's a number of these that it is kind of packed with possible singles and buzz singles pitches like that. Sociopath, Someday, Clean and Sober, Love Sick, Missed Halfway, some of these type ones in here. Probably would even say Fantasy, some of these type pitches. It has a number of these type products. There's just good type aspects for those tones. It's kind of a mix like picnic runs and alt rock kind of smoke type sessions in the outing type fair, playing frisbee, having sun chips, and just picnic type products and meetings, pitches like that. Some good hangout type fashions, some of those type aspects, and some personal kind of time waste pitches like that, and more house clean and just boredom type fashions within those pitches. Not to say the album is boring, but just kind of in a more bored, as if like not, kind of spiffy, kind of, disco lights going and just smoke machines and pitch like that, just the blitzkrieg type of feel, pitch like that, but just kind of aspect, just more chillax type fashions and more vanilla type sense, a good type product within some of those. And it does have the afternoon and the occasional kind of evening type activity. I mean, it's just a little bit looking within some of these type ones. I do feel like Clean and Sober, Sociopath, some of those type ones, probably within certain senses, I'd probably say Space Monkey pitch like that, some of those type ones. There's probably more of these that would fit like a night venue within certain type senses, but it's just not as complex because it doesn't have singles, but just the pitch. So looking after here, so 9.75 socials. So in terms of the future, like Anya Marina has dropped some recent stuff. I'm going to look that up. She at least dropped an album as recent as like the fall of 2024, so pitch like that. We'll get to some more of these within those products as far as what's going to happen. But excellent type classic here within those pitches, very low key but kind of banner trendy pitch like that. Did some stuff like the oncoming kind of Twilight and folk rock kind of Florence and the Machine type movements pitch like that within those ordeals. So excellent type of appeals pitches like that. Just an overall kind of low key unsung type classic.